Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Marcus76, and today we'll be playing a match of Paraworld with myself, Triceratops, and Mr-Morgana. Mr-Morgana and Triceratops are the two of the admins for the site Paraworld, the main fan site for this game. We have very, very different strategies. Mine mostly involves just spreading guys around and just getting as many resources as possible, while they are all going for specific resource groups and splitting their men thusly. Here we see Mr-Morgana is building up a small dinosaur farm so we can get more mobile epoch centers, and so we can spread them around the area so that his workers can get resources more efficiently. He seems to be spreading out his workers a little more, with one finally getting stone, while mine are split up into 3 groups of 3. Or I completely forget how I set this build order up. Overall, I didn't do as well as I was hoping I would. You see, this was a 3 versus 3 match with me, Triceratops, and Mr-Morgana going up against 3 AIs. These AIs were set to the AI level of 8. I have yet to beat an AI with a level higher than 4. So, I was a little surprised when they suggested we do one with 2 8s and a 9. When I told them I wasn't that comfortable with it, they went to 3 8s. Turned out to be a lot easier than I thought it would be, mostly because they are a lot better than a level AI 8. So yes, here you see they are getting more, or Mr-Morgana is getting more mobile epoch centers. Or mobile centers, just at Epoch 1. Moving on, getting as many resources as he can, as fast as he can. Now really, it's mostly just gathering resources early on in the game. But I decided to get a dojo set up first because I wanted to quickly get up to Epoch 2. There's me building another town center. Meanwhile, he destroys this to regain the resources from it so that he can continue expanding in other regions. Because the small dino farm is apparently not that useful. I'll have to remember that next time I play as them because I am horrible as the Dust Riders. So, I'm not sure if I said, oh, there it is. First thing I do is build an archer, and even though I have no idea the exact location on the map, it's pretty obvious just going around, and you'll notice, oh look, a little depression there with a few trees around it. There's probably a treasure chest there. The other ones are fairly unobvious, like this one that's in the middle, right next to a road. You wouldn't expect it to be there. Ooh, I need water badly. I usually don't talk this fast, and I'm usually not this loud. I'm not exactly sure how loud I am, but I'm pretty sure I'm being fairly loud. Mostly because my dog is looking at me like I'm insane. So, still, no troops built by anyone, really. Oh, a few small groups built, not really enough. But yes, I just knew that there was a chest here. I had no idea what it would be. It ended up being the Flower Pot of Insanity, which gives you more skulls for each kill, which will be very, very useful later on once I have my giant army of level 1 and level 2 units. Well, these guys are moving on to level 5. So he has a massive number of, let me count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. He has a total of 20 workers. Looks like he's going straight up to level 2 in order to get all those level 2 archers. Very useful troops. Apparently one of the most useful troops in the entire game are the long-range archers. So me going for my large armies of warriors is probably a bad idea. So, I get her over here, completely forget about her for a little while, and eventually she will pick up the chest. Right before a warrior goes there from the enemy team and goes looking for it. And thankfully the enemy was stupid enough to send the warrior there, expecting to pick up the chest and completely forgetting about it. So, he just sits there. Not a care in the world. Alright, let's get back into it. What's going on? Continuing to build up this large army of archers early on. Actually, I really shouldn't say large army, it's more just a large group. And he decides to have them start killing things. While in most of my games, I tend to build a steady but fairly slow supply of resources, he tends to go for the very large groups but not so steady. Something you need to be a professional at the game in order to control. And it definitely works out for him. He is definitely a professional at this. I have maybe let me check here. I have 1, 2, 3 troops out so far, and he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 troops already. And here's a very interesting strategy that he's going to use. I remember seeing him doing this and wondering what the idea was behind it, until I actually saw it. Not this part. This part's just him killing innocent creatures. And a bit of lag, making them randomly pop up and out of random locations. So I will show you this and what his strategy is, and then I will show you what the overall game plan is, or was supposed to be. Give him one moment. So yes, he's going to go over here, and he's going to build a temple over here using these units, because the Dust Rider units can build structures. You're going to notice he's going to build a lot of temples. So that way all he has to do is have his troops move back a little bit to get healed, and then move forward again. All units gain hit points. That is going to be a very, very useful tool. So they begin charging after them once they realize they get too close to the nest. And the Allosaurs are on the hunt. Unfortunately, it's going to be a very short hunt for them because these guys are incredibly powerful. The archers, that is. Not much else of great interest is going on the map. They are building up walls there. I'll keep my eye on this for a little while, because as I said, not much else is going on. More water. Need more water. So the overall strategy for the game was to, before building up an army, build up walls. So you see we have a wall here, protecting his base. Then we still have this section up here, protected by this wall. Then my area is protected by this wall here and this wall here. And then him build... Triceratops building walls here, here, and here. And then Mr-Morgana building walls around his area. Much wider, larger areas to being defended than I'm used to, but still. Here they have a small attack moving in. It's not really enough to do any damage, it's just enough to take out maybe a couple builders. And it succeeds to take out one builder that drops the chest, but then it is very, very quickly destroyed by his group of archers. So this guy is farming skulls over here with the Allosaurs. Allosaurs offering 54 skulls per kill. And that's it for them. And now they're Deinonychus. Please tell me if I'm pronounced that wrong. No idea. So blue is starting to send a small attack. It looks like they were heading for that group of stones there. And since there was nothing there for them, no workers there for them to attack, they started to move out before I ended up sending my troops in to intercept them. Not much else of any real interest is going on right now, except for a little group over here moving forward, running into their wild boar. Running into Triceratops' wild boars. And it seems that Triceratops doesn't seem to notice it immediately. Or perhaps there's a strategy involved here. He doesn't really need to notice it because he already has his archers set up. It seems that these guys are building a central base and then spreading everything else out as far as they possibly can to shorten the distance between the spawn points and the enemy's bases. So no real large-scale engagements yet. Aside from a few small attacks going on here, I lost one of my Gatling riders and sent... Have I sent him back yet? No, I have not. I had 4. Ah. Now I sent him back. Now that I think about it, it probably would have been a good idea to build a temple there, though I believe the reason why he did it, I never actually asked him about this, I do believe the reason why he builds the temples so far out is because the shaman does not heal units. It only resurrects dead ones, and that's just something, one extra thing for a person to have to pay attention to. So we have small attacks coming up on the side. Not really enough to do any damage. Oh, come on, I set the pan speed to low. Why is this going so fast? So yeah, he just randomly sent a mobile center just out into the middle of the map, right in the middle of their army. No defense whatsoever. Ah well, it's the AI, can't blame it for too much. So I have my army here. I am sending it out to, I believe, it was to attack at this set of stones. Because that is worth 16,000 stone. That is something that you want. It is defended by a tower, and I believe I was able to see the tower at the time because I saw it start construction. I get very close to it and then decide maybe I'd better avoid the tower, because they don't have anything that's really built for taking out structures. Yeah, nothing I have is built for taking out structures. So it's best that I avoid that. I decided to move them in to attack this, but the tower still... I am still in range of the tower, so I move to the... a little bit to the west. I end up drawing the troops off and start attacking their dino farm. I'm not sure if he was already prepared or if he just noticed the activity, but Triceratops decided to join me in attacking and holding the center of the map. Small attack going out north. I have no idea where that's going. Don't really care too much. It seems there are a lot of minor attacks going on from the AI. So now our groups of archers move forward to attack the small tower, while his archers are just going around attacking random animals in order to gain the skulls. Looks like they have a small attack. I don't know if it's going to actually hit us or not. Yep, it's actually going to attack us, which is fairly surprising. So now we're going to lay our first attack on the blue group, which is the Dragon Clan AI. Oh, I think I forgot about those two. Oh, nope, never mind. I remembered them. So yes, this group is coming up from behind. I decided to remain behind because most of my troops are level 1, and some of them are level 2, while his are mostly between level 2 and 3. So I decided to stay behind him and just mostly support. Then these guys came in from behind and laid out a nice little attack from the rear. I start engaging him, and he sends a rhinoceros transport. out to give me a bit of a hand, just to make sure I don't lose too many troops. While this is going on back here, let's move forward a bit. Needs to be getting an attack on their towers. Their only real defense over here. So this attack is over very quickly. At this point I decide to move in. Yes, you see it correctly. That is a Titan. 15 minutes into the game and he already has his first Titan. Now does Triceratops have a Titan yet? He's going to be getting it pretty soon, I'll take it. He's at Epoch 4, so he's not there yet. But yeah, I keep having to read the name again. Mr-Morgana already has his first Titan. So, our groups are moving together. I just had to get a little farther in, because I realized they weren't sending up much of an attack force, so I decided to send my own troops in to try and get a few skulls for myself. And then they send this in from the rear. Another attack, this time from the other group. Of course, none of us notice it. And of course, they don't notice us, really. They just go right through us. Literally. So yeah, once they're in the middle of us, we have this nice little melee going on. And since there's only one or two left, Triceratops decides to move on into the base and let me handle the rest of it. So we have this level 2 guy right here. Shouldn't be too hard for me to take out, right? 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 Well, guess what? The AI upgrades it. Right before it dies to level 3. And then immediately again to level 4. Yep. And my guy's just standing there shooting at a wall. Please, continue shooting that wall. Yeah, I think that's just a glitch. So, the attack continues. Now he has 2 Titans. I believe there comes a point where he realizes that our attack is basically going to wipe them out because they don't have enough of an army in their base to hold off the 2 of us at once. So once he's done taking this group out, he is going to go over and attack the second base of theirs. This one owned by the Norsemen. So his army of rhinos and archers blows through. My kind of randomly mixed army follows behind. At first, I just wanted to do an attack move and then just watch what was going on. Then I started to realize that maybe that wasn't the best idea, so I started having them attack their town center. Building another temple in the middle of nowhere to heal his troops up. Of course he sends his troops in. Just because I said he wasn't going to, they end up going in. Keep in mind, this match was less than an hour, well, about 2 hours ago. I was gonna say less than an hour and a half, but yeah, it was 2 hours. So, he starts moving in on the side while I am here up front. Attacking the Epoch Center. Or, knocking on wood, Town Center. He moves his guys in just as I move my first monk in. And then sends them back. The monk is greatly needed. A lot of my guys are starting to take a lot of damage. So I decide to have them skip by this Epoch Center and instead go to the back where I see all these workers just randomly pop up out of nowhere. And I decide to slaughter the civilians. Now here's a glitch that I noticed. I hope the guys that are working on CEP notice this, or the booster pack, or Mirage, or whatever it is. No matter how far you zoom... Okay, zooming out far enough does actually have an effect on it. But if you zoom in really close, hold down Alt and tilt the camera. Never mind, it's working again. Whatever. Yeah, notice sound goes away. Oh crap, I missed that event. Yeah, I had one archer stuck in one of these traps, so I sent my healer over to keep it alive, and apparently the monk heals faster than the snare traps can deplete health. So, he now has the battle mammoths ready for the charge. Again, wanting to get these skulls, he is sending his titans, Mr-Morgana. I keep wanting to say Mr. McGonagall. Mr-Morgana is sending his titans in to attack the brachiosaurs in order to gain the skulls again. A very good strategy. He has his archers simply sitting here waiting for the fourth titan to come out. And they're sending an attack to try and take him out before that happens. And the titan gets out. So the archers retreat so they don't get hit. And they simply allow the titan to do its work for them. Do their job for them. So the titan losing health somewhat quickly, I'd say. Its health is a little over a fifth down, so. Alright, need more water. So, this group is literally completely destroyed. And I send my army out to give him a hand with the second base. All four of his titans are all now out. And taking out the front gates. That arrow tower did not last very long. I gotta turn that off. Hold on a second. Options. Gameplay. Flat shades. There we go. There we go. Looks so much better without those. So, just as soon as they finally break down the gate, I get Cole into the middle of the fight. He runs straight for the middle, grabs the chest because he is a gold digger. Unfortunately, the T-Rex Titan got it first. Oh well. He is running around their feet, trying to get in. First T-Rex Titan gets in, takes out a worker. And now the fight for the second base begins. The game is now 3 versus 2. Or at least it will be in 3 minutes, though I highly doubt they're going to be able to recover. Yeah, they have one worker that's just standing there doing nothing. They're not going to recover. So, building a temple directly inside the enemy's walls. Actually, now I think there's a really good idea to build lots of temples everywhere. Especially for the Dust Riders, because you can just deconstruct them if you want to. Triceratops moving his army in. Mr-Morgana wasting absolutely no time in just destroying every single structure ahead of him. And building 2 more temples. Alright, so. I actually do agree that it is a very good strategy. I just spend so much time fighting against the AI that I just never really know the best strategy. So, Cole going straight for the tank. There's that sound issue again. Damn it. Alright, good. So I still get sound here. Cole and my entire army going after the tank, soon to be taken out. And while me and Mr-Morgana... Yeah, I got his name right this time. While me and Mr-Morgana are taking out the center base, Triceratops is moving north to take out this one. There's really not much more to say about this one. It's going to be gone pretty soon. So, he begins the attack right away, and the AI retaliates with a series of poison shells. At which point they realize it's probably best they retreat for a little while. At least just hold them into their base long enough for us to finish this. I believe this is about the point, yep, it is the point where I get my first dragon tanks. I also moved a few workers over here to get some more stone, because this thing has 16,000 stone in it. That is a very large amount. I believe it is the largest amount on the map. Yep, largest amount there. Alright, so 10 seconds left. 5 until blue is officially eliminated, and blue is gone. All important units they had have just been destroyed. So we continue our march forward, slowly destroying these men. They now have, these guys now have a Titan, Triceratops. Now has a Triceratops. Cheers. And it appears that their effort is now going to be directed toward taking out that tower, possibly. Now it looks like it may be retreating. So once the last production building is finally destroyed, which will be in about 2 seconds. 1, 2. Aren't I great? Wait, do they have one more? They may have one more. The timer has not started yet. Ah yes, they still have this structure, which apparently produces something useful. So yes, I send all mine in to just go straight after it. And my god, that thing is dying quickly. Then I decided I'm better off just leaving it there and heading off to the next base. Along with yellow. Ah yes, my tank arrived. And now that building is toast. Goodbye, building. You will be missed. So there seems to be a standstill between Triceratops and the final remaining base, but that is very soon to change. As my level 1 and 2 army is finally arriving, and those guys in the back are also kind of following us. But this one's the one that matters. Ah, crap. But this one is the one that matters, and we all know that. See, they're just standing there. They're not doing anything. Shut up, I'm trying to make myself feel special. So. Another temple is built. This time directly in front of the base. I am starting to see a real use in all of this. It appears that he is loading several of his troops onto the... or trying to at least load a bunch of his troops onto the Zeppelin. I decide to move straight in, completely ignoring the fact that the troops that are better than me are at a standstill, and I suddenly realize the reason why. My archers are constantly getting hit by brachiosaur shells. You can pretty much see what they do once they hit. They do a fairly large amount of damage, and if you notice the little green aura around them, it poisons them. And they slowly start to lose health. So here the fight is going on in the middle of their base, and these guys are moving in on the side. Coming in through a very small passageway to attack them from a different direction than us. And there will soon be a pincer movement. Yeah, you just saw them all get thrown out like that. That was the point where I realized, hey, maybe that's not a good idea. So I have them all retreat, head back to the temple, and once they are all healed up enough, have them move back in. I position my dragon tanks around the outer edges, firing inward. Ah! I lost my track. That's where my track went. I just randomly lost it. I didn't know where it went. So yes, now we have some pincer movement here. I believe that's what that strategy is called, a pincer, or scissors, or I forget what the exact name is. Either way, we move in on two fronts and press them in the center. So yes, now all he really has to do is just throw his army at them, and this match is pretty much over. So yeah, I'd say that if I didn't... when we started this, I wanted to have it so that it was 2 versus 2 versus 2, where each of us had an AI ally, and they both suggested against that. I now realize why. Yes, we would not have lasted very long. If we had gone through with that. Not very long at all. So yeah, they just throw all their troops right into the center, while I have my guys do a, what I like to call a sweep, where I have each unit set to go to a different area and fan out as they go into the base. But I guess this strategy works fine. As a matter of fact, it works very well. I believe the game is about to end. 33-42. I believe the game ends at 34-01, I think? 34-02? Well, we're about to find out. This is basically the end of the match. $31-4-0 something. Whatever. Alright, so this was my first multiplayer match involving actual professional players. Maybe 5th multiplayer match overall. It was very interesting, very fun to play. Didn't really spend that much time playing. I spent more time just being absolutely mesmerized at how much better they are at it than me. I still have a lot to learn. I'm hoping once I finish the campaign, I will be able to do more matches like this. And maybe a number before. I would like to thank Triceratops and... see if I can get this... No, I'm going to get this right without actually looking at his thing. Mr-Morgana. I would like to thank Mr-Morgana and Triceratops for doing this match with me. You're both awesome. This is Marcus Aurelius 76. Wow, it's at 35. Still hasn't ended yet. This is Marcus Aurelius 76 signing off.